Welcome or welcome back to this channel. I am Sabine. This is Ambitious Legacy. Today I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can conquer consistency. I know it sounds too good to be true, but I have done it and I have come to share what has worked for me so that you can apply it to your lives and live your best lives as well. 2024, we're not playing around. We are going to be consistent and we're going to see the fruits of that consistency. I am all about sustainability, right? I'm not trying to apply anything that I know that I cannot do consistently, not anymore. If I know it's going to burn me out, if I know that I'm not going to be able to operate at this level for a long period of time, I'm like not even trying it. So these tips are going to be sustainable tips that you can apply. We don't want to set ourselves up for failure, but there are things that you can do that are simple and easy to incorporate to your everyday lives. So let's get into it. Number 1 is obsessively stick to your routine. Yes, you need to create a routine that you're doing every single day, and you're going to add the things that you want to get done on a daily basis. You're going to add it to your routine. I call this habit stacking, and I got this from Atomic Habits by James Clear, which is a book, and it talks about creating habits that are good or replacing bad habits with good habits. So habit stacking is basically a habit that you would do every single day. You would take a habit that you want to do and stack it on top of that. So for instance, if you're like, I want to drink a glass of water every single morning. So after you brush your teeth, you would then go and drink your glass of water and try to be as consistent as possible so that becomes a habit, right? And so that's called habit stacking. So the habit that you would do every day, like, brushing your teeth. I hope everybody's brushing their teeth every single day. You're adding something to it. You could do something right before bed because you're going to go to bed, hopefully every single night, something of that nature. So habit stacking has actually helped me with my morning routine, where I wake up in the morning and at 5 a.m., which is actually good for me because I had trouble actually getting up at 5 a.m. But by stacking my habits, I had to get up earlier in order to get all my things in for my routine. So now I get up at 5 a.m. and I stacked meditation right on top of that. Why? Because 1, it doesn't require so much of me in the morning as soon as I get up, right? It's sustainable. I get up, I do my meditation, so I'm still in relax mode. I'm still enjoying, a little bit of comfiness and coziness, but I also get my meditation and I get to quiet my mind and I get to set my day up. And then all my other morning routines, such as workout, etc., comes after that. So let's talk about some disruptors that will disrupt you from obsessively sticking to your routine. One of them is good old vacation. Now, I'm a girl who loves vacation. I try to travel at least once a quarter. And so that used to wreak havoc on my routines. Why? Because I would be in a flow, be in a groove, doing all the things, and then vacation would come, and when I come back, I would totally forget all about my routine. Sometimes I would try to keep up with it on vacation, but you know how vacation is. You're not on your regularly scheduled agenda, and so everything that you want to do is not going to happen. And so if I couldn't keep up with it on vacation, then I would come back and forget all about it. So now what I do is, 1, either I'll try harder to stick to that morning routine, and when I can't, I will set an alarm for when I get back. So I'll set the alarms for when I get back. This is what you need to do when you wake up, so I do not forget about my routine. Or it may not be a wake up thing, it may be midday or an evening routine type of thing. You want to set an alarm so you don't forget. Don't let vacation be an excuse, because vacation is good. You're supposed to relax, you're supposed to reset, but don't let it be an excuse to get you off of your routine. Another disruptor of keeping you from excessively sticking to your routine is illness. Something that we can't control, especially in the winter months or the cold months where flus and colds and things like that are going around. Those tend to knock you off of your routine because you can't physically keep up to what you're doing. So what I would say is, instead of stopping your routine, take your routine from a 10 to maybe a 5 or a 3, depending on how you're feeling. If you normally do, cardio and strength training or what have you as a, exercise, maybe just go for a walk, things of that nature. So you want to make sure that you're not cutting things out as much as possible, but you're just taking things down a notch to allow your body to rest and recuperate as you should. The last disruptor of keeping you from obsessively sticking to your routine is your mood. Do I feel like it? Now, this used to be a really big one for me. I was all about being in the moment and feeling motivated and inspired and all that good stuff just to get a workout in. Like, seriously, it does not take all of that. You need to detach your routine and the things that you need to do to be consistent. Detach it from your moods. Moods don't matter. I was listening to Seth Godin in a podcast interview. He's actually someone who is a blogger. He's been blogging for years and years, over 10 years, and he's done over 7,000 blogs consistently every single week, right? And he says that he does not put out a blog because he feels like it, or write a blog because he feels like it. He does it because it's Monday. The blog comes out on Monday, so the blog is coming out, basically. So we need to detach it from how we feel, because our emotions is not it. You're not always going to feel like working out. You're not always going to feel like doing the things that you need to do, the work, the project, whatever it is. You're most likely not going to feel like it most of the time, but that doesn't matter. Do it anyway, right? The one thing that I believe I've said this before, don't feel sorry for yourself. That has helped me in every moment where I want to hum and cry and whine. Don't feel sorry for yourself, Sabine. And that usually snaps me right out of it. And now I can just go into the thing and not even think about it, right? Get over your mood. All right, that was number one, obsessively sticking to your routine. 2, move your body. I have, for the past, I want to say maybe like 20, 30 days, I want to say maybe like 20 days, been working out consistently every single day. Now, this doesn't mean that I am weight training every single day or doing cardio every single day, but I'm doing something to move my body, right? I work out weight training 3 days a week, and then I do the other days I'll do jump rope and yoga. And that has helped me, because when I have a variation of different things that I can do to move my body, and if I feel like kicking it up a notch, I'll do like a little dance video on YouTube or something of that sort, because I do the things that I enjoy doing in order to get my body to where I want it to be. We all need to work out to some degree, so whatever it is that's good for you, you do it. I read a book called Bear by a lady named Susan Hyatt, and she helps people who have historically had issues with losing weight. She helps them to find ways to lose weight. And so she says that all you have to do is find something that you enjoy to do, where it involves moving your body, right? You can take a dance class, you can go for walks, you can do whatever you like. Actually, in fact, walking is one of the best exercises that you can actually do for yourself, and is the only exercise that has been proven to reverse the damage of cardiovascular disease. So it's really, really good for you. Nothing is too small, right? As long as you're moving, getting up off that couch, it's good for you. So that's number 3, moving your body to help you to be consistent in your goals on a daily basis. Number 3 is to do one thing towards your goals every single day. Just one thing, even if it's a mini portion of your goal, do it, the one thing. I started to review my goals every day. So in my morning routine I take a moment to look over what my goals are. It'll be my vision for the year, and then what my goals are that I want to accomplish. This is the macro picture of your sort of to-do list, right? The overall goals that you're looking to accomplish, and then your to-do list is, what can I do today, right? Sometimes you don't even feel like doing the things on your to-do list. So what you can do is take a micro thing and do that. Review your goals and say, what can I do today? Can I send an email? Can I do an outline? Can I, tell a friend that, what my goal is, and to help keep me accountable? Just one little thing to get you one step further. And if you do one thing 365 times, guess what? You are bound to accomplish some of these goals. 2 things that can help you with this is 1, time blocking. I've learned that in order to actually get the things done on my quote unquote to-do list, I have to actually have the time, right? And I would be so disproportionate as to how much time I would think a certain task would take. And so I would put all these things on my to-do list and never get to them. And I know I'm not alone with that, right? We do that sometimes. And so time blocking just says, how much time do I have on my calendar? How long is this going to take? Where can I fit it in on my calendar, right? Or you could say, where can I fit these types of things in? Maybe it's phone calls or Zooms or whatever. You might group those together. But either way, you're not creating a to-do list. You're putting whatever it is that you have to do in the calendar for the amount of time that needs to happen. That way you have a realistic view of what you need to do and if it's actually going to be able to get done in that particular day. Over time, it's not easy, but over time, you start to, one, understand how long it takes you to do things, and two, you start to be married to your calendar where you're not just doing things willy-nilly and losing and wasting time, but you're actually focusing on, all right, I did this thing, what's next? And every morning I can look at my calendar and see exactly what I have to do and how long these things are going to take and the time that I have to do it. So it's realistic, and that helps you to be consistent. In the beginning, when I started using time blocking, it was hard for me to stick to the calendar. I'd want to, do all these other things, but eventually after repetition, I'm able to stick to it, and it helps me to be so much more productive. Now, do I miss things sometimes, or do I run over on a particular task where I can't get to something else? Sure, that happens. Life happens, right? But you can then just take that thing and put it in another time block where you know that you can actually get it done. And leave time for procrastination, right? I know it's a dirty word. We don't want to say procrastination, but we need to leave time for those type of things so that we can, have a mental break as well during our days. It's hard to just stay laser focused the whole entire time. If you want to scroll, put 15 minutes in, set a timer and say, I'm going to spend this time scrolling, online or whatever it is. Whatever it is that you like to do, that maybe you want to read some comics or watch a funny, video or whatever the case is. Sure, you're entitled to it. Leave time in your calendar. That was number 3. Do one thing towards your goal. Number 4 is food. Yes, our diets play a big part into our consistency and our productivity, because if we're not feeding our bodies what our body needs, we're going to be a little cloudy in our heads and our vision and in our energy. And so therefore, it's not going to allow us to operate at our optimal level. And recently, I did a 21-day fast. I'm still in the 21-day fast with my family, and we do it for spiritual purposes, but it's also good for a reset. It's also good to help us to see what our food habits, our eating habits, our cravings are, and also to see without those things how our body reacts. And typically, as it is now, our bodies are happy to be rid of sugar, to have less of the meat, to have less protein in our bodies, and to just have better water intake, all the things, we have more energy, we're more clear, more productive, all those things. So our diet does play a big part in our productivity and our consistency. So what I found is just do your best, right? With doing this fast, it allows us to reset, to retrain our body, our cravings, and we find that we make better choices on snacking, having an apple versus a bag of chips, having a fistful of nuts versus, an ice cream bar in the middle of the day, or a brownie, whatever it is. There are alternatives that you can do without completely depriving yourself. You can still have your cheat meals, your fun little treats on the weekends or wherever you find that it's appropriate for you. But if you do 90% of clean eating, reducing the excess of the things that we know are not bad or not good for us, then you can significantly improve your consistency with everything, right? You don't have sugar crashes and all this other kind of stuff. So watch what you eat and take more water, and find a diet that works for you. And don't think of it as a diet. I don't really subscribe to diets, but lifestyle changes. Find a lifestyle change that's good for you and sustainable for you. Eat better. And finally, number 5, do something spiritual every single day. I don't care what you subscribe to, in terms of spirituality or religion, but make time for it every single day, whether it be 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever you can fit in. Schedule it into your routine so that you can not only work the outer, but you can also work the inner. It's all connected. I don't think anyone's arguing with me that we're not just physical beings, but we're also spiritual beings. And our spiritual man also needs feeding. So whether you pray, you worship, you just have some time that you sit in silence, that is very much necessary. Now for the physical, you need to do something for the mind. And I don't know if this is really physical. It's hard to kind of pinpoint where the mind kind of falls, spiritual and physical. But meditation is something that I do because it helps me to quiet the mind. It helps me to give my brain a reset, a recharge, to just be in a little bit more control of the monkey mind, right? So you can pick any type of meditation that works for you. Sometimes people do journaling as a form of meditation, walking meditation, any sort of type of meditation that you find that works for you. I do transcendental meditation, which has significantly helped me to reduce the stress. As a lawyer working in my everyday life, stress was like up here most times, right? So I definitely needed something to help me bring that down, and that has helped me to be a more calmer, more level-headed person, have a level mood, and also to help the stress come down, right? Physically, you can feel it coming down. So I encourage you to find something of the sort to help you to relax and de-stress. Even when you don't think that you're stressed, you can be stressed, okay? And stress, we know, is one of the I want to say number one, but it's one of the high-ranking reasons for bad health. And your health, if it's bad, is not going to allow you to be consistent, because survival is primal, right? We want to be thriving. So these 5 things that I have given you are things that I have implemented in my life that has helped me to be consistent. And I know if you try them and be consistent, that they will also work for you. Be patient with yourself, because it does take time. You're not going to hit all the things on the first try, but please stay consistent, keep doing it, keep trying to stack those habits, and you will see it come to pass. And not only that, it also affects the people that are around you, people that are in your household. They see you being consistent, they see you doing the things that help you get to your goals and checking off those goals, and it will start to impact them. I know for me that it has. I've seen my daughter be impacted by it, and so I don't see why it wouldn't work for you. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that this was helpful to you. Please leave me a comment. Let me know if you've ever tried any of these things, or if you do decide to implement them, let me know how they impact your life. I really appreciate the feedback. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.